Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we're doing a really fun video. I am doing a full face of makeup that I was influenced to buy from YouTube or from Instagram. Those are pretty much the two platforms that I'm influenced the most by. Sometimes TikTok, but mainly it's YouTube and Instagram for me. So I'm going to do a full face of makeup that someone inspired me to purchase. So if you are interested in that, please keep watching. If you are new, my name is Blair. I do all kinds of beauty and makeup content here on YouTube every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Please subscribe and let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, let's get into it. So I pulled out a bunch of makeup that came to me when I was thinking of things that I know for a fact I bought because of a specific person. So most of this I would say is from YouTube, but there are definitely some people that don't have a YouTube channel, but they are on Instagram a lot, and I get a lot of recommendations from them as well. Every now and then something on TikTok, but most of it is YouTube and Instagram. So I will list and link everyone below that has influenced these purchases. So first I'm going to start out with sunscreen, and I'm going to use DRMTLGY Universal Tinted Moisturizer with SPF 46 because I just can't get enough of this right now. This is influenced by a few people. I know Fawn talks about this all the time. I love her. Alexa Chan talks about this all the time. I love her also. So this is kind of a collective influenced product, and I actually had tried this a while ago. I repurchased it, I don't know, like 2 months, 3 months ago, and I love it. So I'm going to take 2 pumps of that, and then this is by Vita Liberata. This is the Beauty Blur Sunless Glow Self-Tanning Skin Optimizer in light medium. This was 100% because of Alexa Chan. She talks about this product all the time. And I had not really heard many people talk about this, but basically it's just kind of a bronzing product that you can add to moisturizer or your sunscreen. You can just wear it alone, and it just adds a little bit of color to your face. So I'm taking some of that as well, and I'm gonna mix it all together. I always love getting skin recommendations from Alexa because her skin is so beautiful. So you can see it just adds a little bit of a bronze, but it's really pretty, especially for this time of year. Definitely love that. I think they actually might have just repackaged this, reformulated it. I'm not really sure. I'll have to kind of look into it, but this one actually came from Marshall's, and I'm guessing that's why it was there, because I think I saw Alexa post something that said it was being reformulated or something, but it's very pretty. Now let's move on to the brows. I was thinking about this, and I don't really think of a specific brow product that was influenced by someone. So I'm just gonna do my Patrick Ta brow wax in the tinted color. So I'm just gonna spray and activate this with my Charlotte Tilbury spray. Yeah, I don't, not that I can really think of any one brow product that I was definitely influenced by somebody else to buy. So we're just gonna do a little bit of this quickly. I haven't been using this as much. I'm trying to grow out my brows too, you guys. My brows are already pretty good. I just have a few areas where I would like to get them to grow a little bit more if I can. I'm using that City Beauty Redensifying Brow Serum that I showed in, I think it was my blog that I posted last week. And I actually do think it's making a difference, which I'm really excited about. I really just want to grow them, if I can, to a point where on days when I do very little makeup, I feel like I don't even need to really fill them in, and we're getting there. Same goes for Corrector. I kind of do all of the influencing on my own. I influence myself in terms of correctors. So I'm just going to use a little of the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Vanish. For foundation, I'm going to use the Shiseido foundation, the Synchro Skin Radiant Lifting Foundation, and this was definitely influenced by Jessica Braun. I absolutely love her. I watch all of her videos, obviously, but honestly, sometimes I go back and even rewatch them. So I just love her as a person, and I buy quite a bit of her recommendations. So you'll see a few more in this video actually that were also influenced by her. Okay, I'm gonna blend this in with the BK Beauty 101. Yeah, I love Jessica Braun. She's just relatable and down to earth, and she's not like, she just seems like the sweetest person, like kind of what you see is what you get, you know what I mean? And those are the kinds of people I like to watch. I'm actually pretty sure I know a lot of people love this foundation, but I want to say that she said this was like her ultimate, like prettiest foundation she had ever tried. And that's what made me finally order this, because it had been in my Sephora cart for a long time. I just never actually ordered it until I saw her raving about it. Just a really pretty medium coverage. It does, I think, have SPF. Yeah, SPF 30, and I wear the shade 210 Birch, if you were curious. Okay, I'm just gonna kind of tap over everything with a damp sponge. All right, also influenced by Jessica Braun is the Shiseido concealer. I'm pretty sure she said this was a concealer she actually used up and repurchased. And anytime anyone says that, I get very curious, because have I ever used up a whole concealer and repurchased it? I honestly don't think that I have. There's a few in my collection right now that are close to being done, but I don't know that I've ever actually finished it all together. So yeah, that's why I bought this. I bought this at the same time as the foundation. So I'm gonna blend this on my face first. I don't always do this. Sometimes I like to do this though, like right under my cheekbone. And this is the shade 201 in the concealer. I will say I like this the most, I feel like, when I pair it with the Shiseido foundation. I don't know why, but I do think they just pair really well together. The concealer is definitely more like a satin, soft matte finish, whereas this foundation is obviously pretty glowy. I've never tried the original Synchro Skin foundation, so I don't know about that. I know that one is also really popular, but I do like this concealer paired with this Radiant foundation. All right, for bronzer and blush, there are quite a few things that I picked out. I'm not really sure what I'm going to end up using. Honestly, there are many more products besides the ones that I'm including in this video that someone has influenced, but these are just the ones that came to mind. And the first one is the DIBS, Desert Duo or something, Desert Bronzer Blush Duo. I'll put the name up on the screen, but this was definitely influenced by Sarah Lapierre, I think is how you say her name. I may be saying that wrong. I'm sorry if I am, but she is always raving about DIBS in general, but this bronzer and blush stick. And this is the shade number 2. So you get the bronzer on one end. That is the bronzer. It's a really pretty warm bronzer. And then you get the blush on the other end. And this is my favorite kind of poppy pink color. And I always see her using these and they always look so pretty on her. So that is most definitely why I bought this. So we're gonna use definitely the bronzer, maybe even the blush. I just have so many blushes that someone has influenced, so I don't know what to use, but I'm gonna go in with the bronzer. I personally like to get it from the stick on my brush first. I just like how it applies a little bit better, and I'm gonna add this to my cheeks. So this is really pretty. It's very very buildable. It's not super opaque, I would say. It's definitely more of a sheer formula, so it's not intimidating in any way if you're not really good with, or if you don't have a lot of experience with creams. And I also really do love that the DIBS bronzer and blushes are on like a duo together. I love that whole concept. And they have a bunch of pretty colors. It's the only one that I have. But I do think this is really pretty. Sarah is on YouTube and Instagram, so I will link her channel below. I bet y'all would like her. So there is the bronzer. So it's really pretty. Love the color. Really nice. So I'm thinking, yeah, let's go ahead and use the blush as well. So I'm gonna do the same thing with the blush. I'm just gonna get some on my brush and just tap it on. This is that perfect pink that I'm obsessed with right now. It's very similar to Happy from Rare Beauty. Not quite as pigmented as that one. This one's a little more sheer, but the color kind of reminds me of that one. It's kind of similar to Persona Bubble, but in a cream form. Really pretty. I'm gonna take a little bit on my nose also. Okay, I think I am gonna add just a little bit of powder bronzer. And I have 2 of them. Both of these were influenced by Alexa Chan. First is the Neutrogena Healthy Skin Natural Radiance Bronzer. I've talked about how much I love this so much, and I've seen her consistently raving about this, and I totally agree. It's so good, from the drugstore. And then I bought this a while ago because of her. I saw her using this MAC Mineralize Skin Finish Natural in the shade Medium Tan, and I just felt like I needed to try it. This kind of reminds me of, if you're familiar with the Laura Mercier Matte Radiance Baked Powders in the bronze color, this is very similar to that. I'm just gonna add just a bit of this to my face. Next, I have a powder, and this was definitely influenced by Melissa Herkman, and it's the La Mer Pressed Powder. So Melissa Herkman is on Instagram. She's a makeup artist that I love so much. I will link her Instagram below. If you like my style of makeup, you will definitely like hers, and she does it professionally. But she is always raving about this La Mer pressed powder, and I ended up buying mine from the cosmetics company store a few months ago when we were in Orlando. We went to the outlets there and they had these 60% off, you guys. That was really the only thing holding me back from buying this powder before that, was the price. It is very expensive. It's $100. Yes, $100. But it was 60% off, so I paid $40 for it, which is still expensive, but I feel much better about paying $40 than I do paying $100. So this is the shade Light, and I'm just gonna kind of put this where I normally do in my T-zone, and I will say, you guys, this powder, like I said, is super expensive, but it works. It does. It blurs big time the pores. I'm not kidding, and I don't know if it will come up on camera so you can see, but I'm telling you, it really does. And I was very skeptical, especially with powders, because I'm not like, I like powder, but I'm not like a powder fanatic. But the first time I used this, I think it was actually in a YouTube video, and I could immediately see where I had applied it, because it just erases the pores. It truly does. Now, I'm not going to tell you to go out and spend $100, because that's a lot for a powder, but I really do think that it works if you are concerned about pores. I also really actually like this under the eyes, and I don't always powder under my eyes. In fact, a lot of times I don't, just because a lot of powders honestly don't really flatter the under eyes, in my opinion. This one actually does. So I'm going to take just a little bit, and I usually just kind of focus it right in the inner corner, and I'm just going to tap right there. Yeah, this is one of those things. I really did not want to like this, but I really do. I would definitely recommend, I say this all the time, but if you have a cosmetics company store near you, definitely worth the trip to check it out and see what they have, especially for Tom Ford or La Mer, really expensive Estee Lauder brands. You can find some really good stuff there. It's kind of hit or miss. Sometimes I go and I don't find anything, and then sometimes I go and I find a ton of stuff, and it just kind of depends on where you are and what they have. But if you find this on sale, I 100% think it's worth it. Okay, let's move on to the eyes. I actually have two different palettes that I pulled out, both of which definitely were influenced by someone. The first one is this one. This is the Tom Ford Eye Quad in Honeymoon. This was definitely influenced by Katie Fawn. I saw her use this a while ago in a video, and I don't know. I saw her use it in the video and I just felt compelled to buy this. So I paid full price for this, you guys. And let me just tell you, I was in a cosmetics company store. So the same place that I got this La Mer powder a few weeks ago, and they had this palette. Yes, this exact palette, and it was on the 75% off last chance clearance. Yes, you heard that right. 75% off, which I don't know how much that would make this, but it was ridiculously cheap, and it pained me. It really pained me. But learn from me, learn from my mistakes. If you want a Tom Ford palette, check a cosmetics company store. Call them on the phone, because you actually can. The girl that was working there told me that. They have people call and ask about products all the time, so keep that in mind. So I think we're going to use this today. Before I go in with that, I am going to take, I think, a little bit of that MAC Skin Finish Natural, and I'm just going to put a bit of that in my crease, just for kind of a base, because all the shades in the Honeymoon palette are shimmery. So I kind of want just like a good matte transition shade before we go in with the Tom Ford palette. So I love all four of the colors in here. Honestly, the colors, this purple and then this kind of wine, like burgundy color, bronze, and a gold, these are just tones that I love. So I'm thinking I'm going to take this bronze color, and I think if I remember correctly, I liked these the best with my finger. And I'm going to take that all over the lid. with my finger. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, when I saw this palette there, it was pretty painful because these Tom Ford palettes are beautiful, but they are quite pricey. So if you can get them discounted, that is amazing. I'm just gonna take my brush we used for that MAC bronzer and just kind of blend just a little bit. So I'm gonna take a little bit of this color and I'm just gonna put just a bit of that on the outer corner. Once you apply this color, especially on top of that bronze, definitely turns more purpley, I would say, and not so like wine colored. I kind of want to take the purple, so this deep purple, and do a wing, but do it with this little trick where you hold something up to your eye. So I think I'm gonna do that. So I'm just applying just a little bit of this. It's not as crisp as it normally is, but I'm just gonna take my brush and just kind of diffuse it out a little bit. Then I'm gonna take just a tiny, tiny bit of that purple again. And I'm gonna put this on the outer corner of my lower lash line and just try to kind of connect it up. I'm gonna take the lighter color, this really bright gold, and I'm gonna pop that right in my inner corner. And then I'm gonna take a little bit on my finger and I'm just gonna barely tap a little bit right in the center of my lid. For mascara, this is definitely a Jessica Braun purchase. It's the Essence Volume Stylist Lash Extension Mascara. She is always talking about how this is her all-time favorite, and I have actually never used this before, so this will be kind of a first impression. I've tried the Lash Princess from Essence a while ago, and I love how it looks, but it smudges on me. It does not, it doesn't last well on me, so hopefully this one is good. It says on the mascara it's supposed to be an 18-hour mascara, so we will see, but she is always raving about this one. Okay, it's definitely a very dry formula, which honestly I would prefer if I had to choose. I think this is supposed to have, yeah, it says with lengthening fibers on it. So I guess it's supposed to add like fullness to your lashes. I'm adding a second coat now. So there is 2 coats. I definitely think it's not clumpy. That's good. Definitely adds some length. I don't know how much volume I feel like it's adding, but I like the way it looks, and it seems like it's the kind of formula where you can add more layers without it getting really clumpy looking. Yeah, I like this so far. I will try to remember to put an update in the description box whether it smudged or not, because that is always the issue I have with the Lash Princess. Last for the lips, pretty much 90% I would say of my lip products, lip gloss, lipstick, lip liner, I have bought because of Kellyanne on Instagram. She goes by Makeup XKA. You've heard me talk about her over and over and over and over. Honestly, half of my makeup collection is because of her. I pretty much own everything she recommends. I could do a whole video just on her recommendations. In fact, I think I have. I did that like a year ago. I used a full face of all of her favorite things that I have, and particularly lip products. I buy everything that she recommends, literally everything. This is one of the things. So this is Makeup Forever Anywhere Caffeine lip liner. I also have Wherever Walnut from Makeup Forever that I also love because of her. But we're gonna use Anywhere Caffeine today. She always has like the perfect nude lip combos, and she also has just great natural lips, so pretty much everything looks good on her. This is also the lip liner that Hailey Bieber posted on TikTok recently. I think, of course, it's out of stock now, but she was wearing this lip liner with Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk. Still need to try that combo, but there's the lip liner. And then there's a lipstick too that I didn't grab. Let me go grab it. Okay, this lipstick she was constantly raving about on Instagram, and it's always out of stock. I found it one day in stock and I bought it. It is from Tom Ford and it is the shade Blush Nude. I'm not sure what the deal is with this particular shade because it goes out of stock and it stays out of stock for months and months and months, but she's always raving about this particular tone. So of course I had to buy it, and it's pretty light. So normally when I wear it, I kind of tap it on, but it does look really good with that lip liner. And then the lip gloss, that is now my favorite gloss of all time, I got because of Kellyanne, and it's the Dior Lip Maximizer Gloss in 001. So this is the original color that I got, and it's probably my most used, but now I own like 4 of these because I love them so much. My favorite lip gloss of all time. All right, you guys, that is gonna be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this. I've been wanting to film a video like this for a while, and I figured this month would be a perfect time since I'm on a no-buy right now. And yeah, I will list and link all the products and all of the creators that I mentioned. I will list their YouTube or their Instagram or both, either one. And thank you so much for watching, and definitely subscribe to my channel, but also go follow these people. They are my tried and true favorites to follow. If you like my style of makeup, you will like them too. So I hope you enjoy. Make sure to give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. If you're new, I hope you'll subscribe and go follow me over on Instagram at simply.blair and TikTok simply.blair1. I will see you next time. Remember, simply be you. Bye.